I recently received an email from Kyle, and he wanted to know, how can I simply get faster? Now, if you've watched any of my previous videos, this question comes up quite often, and I wanted to shed some light on something that I see happening almost every single day, and that is people have a tendency to hinder their ability to get fitter and faster because they keep getting injured. Now, I know that may sound like a Captain Obvious statement while you're watching this video, but I want you to kind of run this whole scenario through your own personal experience. How frustrating is it when you get sick and or you get injured and you feel like you're losing time? You're convinced that your fitness is going away. You're convinced that the people you compete against are just gapping you incrementally every day. This is where I'm hoping you'll look in the rearview mirror to kind of adjust your behavior and actions going forward. Imagine you're sitting in your vehicle looking in the rearview mirror, and that is looking back before you look ahead of you. One of the biggest mistakes that people make is they start to work in a mode of fear. So for example, one of the things that I refer to quite often is what I refer to as a critical speed number. I'll use the Concept 2 rower as an example. If I have you do 5 by 500 meters with 1 minute rest, a very basic assessment that's on the rower, what I would encourage you to do is take and throw out your fastest and your slowest and average the other three. That's what I refer to as your critical speed number. Now, let's just say for even's sake, when you average those three in the middle, that you settle in around a 2 minute for 500 meters. You get injured, you get sick, and then you start to come back. What's the tendency? You're going to try to pick up at 2, or I see it quite often, people try to go 158s, 157s. So what they've done is, as they've had some time off because of an injury or an illness, their brain starts to freak out. They work in a mode of fear. Then they have a tendency to overextend themselves, which then puts them right back into a state of injury. Or they overextend themselves and actually suppress the immune system and get sick again. Or in the worst case scenario, both happen. They get sick and injured. So when you're looking at trying to get faster, start by asking yourself, is the workout that I'm going to do today, does it fit into my current level of fitness? Most people are always focusing on, oh, I want to win this race or I want to set this PR, and that's certainly commendable. That's awesome. But you always have to ascertain, where are you at and how far are you away from that goal? But before you look forward, as I said earlier, please look back. If you've been sick, if you've been injured, please reestablish critical speed numbers, because it gives you an idea of what your current level of fitness is. And you can apply this with cycling, running, swimming, any form of cardio that you're doing. The idea here is we have to figure out, and again, I know people hate to say this, yes, you might have taken a slightly backwards, you might have gone slightly backwards because you've been sick or injured, depending on how long you've been down. My experience has been, the majority of the time, it's more of our mental than it is the physical that's caused us to go backwards. So hopefully this video is helping you change that perspective a little bit, because you probably haven't lost as much fitness as you think, and there's the key word, you think, because as we say in the sports psychology world, whether you think you can or you can't, either way you're right. Stop to think about how powerful that comment is. Great question as always. Thank you guys. The number of questions that keep coming in escalates every week, and we love it. We're here to answer any questions or frustrations that you may have. If you think of one, please feel free to send it in to me and my team. contact@coachrob.com. Here on YouTube, we're answering a question a day, so make sure that you subscribe and turn on your notifications, because we'll be back again tomorrow. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and like I said, we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow.